The importance of fashion to history and identity cannot be denied. While clothing was initially created to protect us from the weather and other dangers, it has since evolved to include more abstract and loftier purposes. Now, what you wear becomes a message, a postcard of sorts of who you are, where you come from, and what you are about. People react strongly to the visual cues that we present, inferring qualities and intentions that are non-verbalized. You dress to impress, as they say, or to be more authentic as a form of social coding and personal expression. Folk attire is no different. It has played and continues to play an important role in the preservation and the encapsulation of social values and mores, cultural heritage, and the creation and solidification of a group dynamic. Traditional clothing, in essence, communicates national, cultural, and religious identity. It is with great pleasure, then, that we welcome you all to this compelling and remarkable spotlight on human color and symbolism, identity and solidarity, where we feature 10 indigenous groups and revel in the visual harmony that represents them and their way of life. Put your hands together for Bihis, a showcase on the beauty and intricacies of indigenous regalia. It's time for us to meet our first group of esteemed guests, coming all the way from Benguet. Say hello to the Kankane. The Kankanes hail from the Cordilleras in the Benguet province. Earthy red hues, blues, yellows, and other colors run in symmetrical patterns up and down their attire. As independent rice farmers, their textile motifs are rooted in rice cultivation, as well as its attendant belief system and religious practices. The design symbols and patterns are often festive expressions in the celebration of life, as well as being reflective of their intimate reverence and their practical approach to nature and their environment. Some of the garments they wear are gender-coded. An example is the tapis, a women's only attire. It is considered a priceless belonging. The tapis also symbolize and identify their Cordilleran brethren. Another article of clothing is the pene, a vest that is considered a treasured item. Often paired with a G-string, the men use this as an everyday staple. Next in line from the mountain province, here are the Balangao. The Balangaos, also known as Boliwons, were the early settlers of the eastern mountain province of the Cordilleras. A product of cultural blending and intermarriage between the Gadangs and the original settlers, their culture reflects their dual identity as people of the Cordillera and Kalinga. Reds, blues, and oranges follow a uniform pattern in their fabrics. They too have gender-coded articles of clothing, sharing similar characteristics with their Ifugao brethren. Their tapis is called petay. It serves as both underwear and skirt for their women, and is passed on from one generation to the next. Their vest is called ferwase, used as a top or upper clothing for their men. You'll notice that the fabric and textile they use for their G-strings are the same as the ones used for their vest. This is used for occasions such as weddings, festivals, and others. Please welcome the Aklanon, hailing from Aklan. In the northern part of Panay is Aklan, home to the Aklanon. Though they share the land with the Ati, Karaya, Hiligaynon, and Capisnon, they make up the majority of the population. Most of the Aklanons converted to Catholicism and take great pride and joy in celebrating the Santo Niño. Aklan and its weavers are known for the lustrous piña fabric. Soft, delicate, with hints of luxury, piña cloth is actually pretty durable and long-lasting. There are different types of piña textile. There's piña seda, piña pusi, and even ones made from 100% piña fiber. The radiant textile is adorned further with hand embroidery, usually depicting flora and curlicues. Now present to you from Iloilo, the Panay Bukidnon people. Scattered along the hinterlands of Panay is the Panay Bukidnon, also known as Suludnon and Tumandok. They are only one of two indigenous communities in the Visayas, the other being the Iraynon Bukidnon. Due to their location and their isolation, they have preserved a long history of cultural practices and beliefs. The Panay Bukidnon culture is for the near mythical Pinukot, who, because of her beauty, is hidden from the world and raised to be the bearer and keeper of Panay Bukidnon culture. Apart from this mystical practice, they are also known for their embroidery known as panubok. Tubok means to embroider, while manulubok refers to the embroiderer. Rife with symbolism and story, flowers bloom and animals cavort among the metaphorical scenery, caught in varying landscapes of milky whites, simmering reds, and verdant greens. Our fifth batch of visitors come from Basilan. A round of applause for the Yakan. The close-knit and vibrantly attired Yakan consider the Sulu archipelago as their home. Found mainly in Basilan, some also live adjacently in Zamboanga City. Mirroring their tight social bonds, this indigenous Muslim group is known for its weaving traditions and in the production of colorful hand-woven textiles. Yakan women create fabric and textiles for their traditional garment, known as semek. Before the 1970s, their cloth and accessories would be made from abaca, pineapple, and bamboo, dyeing the fabrics in natural colorants such as herbal extracts from roots, tree bark, and leaves. Moving to Mindanao led to the discovery of the more convenient chemical dyes, resulting in a more vivid technicolor aesthetic. Each Yakan fabric is unique, with each successive one differing in some style or another. Colorful geometry and graphic patterns adorn the Yakan textile. The modern era has even introduced new motifs, such as the kena-kena, a fish-like design, the dawen-dawen, leafy vines as ornamentation, the pene mata-mata, an eye-shaped pattern, and the kabang-budi, a diamond-type arrangement. Put your hands together. From Bohol, here are the Boholano. The Boholanos, or Bolanons, hail from the province island of Bohol. With a rich heritage dating before pre-Hispanic history, they are believed to be the descendants of the Pintados, the nigh mythical tattooed people of the Visayas. If Manila fashion has the Maria Clara dress, the Visayas has the kimona. The translucent kimona is made from pineapple fiber, with a skirt adorned with a patadyong pattern. Colorful checkered pattern. The skirt owes its name to the motif it bears. In construction, the patadyong is closer to the malong and the sarong, a type of skirt loosely wrapped around the torso. A plain patadyong is called iano, while a decorated one is called pinilian. Aside from the patadyong, the kimona is also styled with a tubao, a type of hand-woven kerchief, worn as a headpiece or scarf. The Boholanos textile is brightly colored, with checkered patterns and delicate florals, reflecting a romantic and vibrant cultural personality. Let's greet the Agusan Manobo from Agusan del Sur with our traditional Manileño warmth. Manobo means people or person. From the 8 people cluster, each taking on the name of where they live, we swing our focus to the people of Agusan River Valley. The Agusan Manobo's attire is adorned with beautiful embroidery. The word for embroidery is suyang. The one who embroiders is called manunuyang. The final product that has been embroidered is called sinuyaman. The Manobos are inspired by the nature surrounding them. Their stitchwork tapestries depict flora and fauna. Their colors, though, take on a more symbolic and mystical reference. Black is for their elders, especially chieftains. Red is for their mythical warrior chiefs, the Bagan. White is for the virtue of their people, while yellow is for the light and the people of their community. For our next group, let's cordially welcome the Tiboli from South Cotabato. Inhabitants of the highland areas of southwestern Mindanao, the Tiboli and its women, who are known throughout as the Dream Weavers. Here, in Lake Cebu, the women turn abaka into tapestries woven with fantasies and dreams. The Tinalak, the group's famously mystically begotten textile, is the merging of craft, skill, and a spiritual undertaking. From concept to design, execution to finish, each process is treated with deference and sanctity. At the beginning, there is no ready pattern with which to start from. The motif is decided through the whims of Fudalu, the spirit of the Apaka, brought to the women in their dreams. Blacks, reds, and whites trace out the voyage of the Tiboli women's dreamscape. The Tinalak is used in every important aspect of the Tiboli's life, from birth to marriage and to death. Swaddled in the dreams of their women, the Tiboli go through life guided by nature and their omnipresent gods. And finally, what a wonderful way to conclude the event with the Subanen people, coming from Zamboanga del Sur. The Subanen can be found in the Zamboanga Peninsula area, particularly in the mountains of Zamboanga del Sur. Their name translates into people of the river, reflecting the people's predilection for water. The Subanen's traditional attire convey information and are symbolic of their ideas and values. Creative and resourceful, they are not dependent on abaha, instead using other types of cloth without needing to change their tribal motifs. They use natural dyes mostly, with red being a favorite color, including its other permutations, with black serving as its contrast. Our deepest thanks to you for joining us in our appreciation, in our regard, and in our enthusiasm for traditional fashion. We hope this has sparked in you the same fire and interest. For the Philippines is a treasured trove of cultural diversity, a veritable rainbow of identity and heritage. We believe that in our heterogeneity, our varying and differing colors, lies our strength and our authenticity. Thank you. And this completes Bihis, a showcase on the beauty and intricacies of indigenous regalia. Good day to all of you.